We are going to make the stitch and flip blocks for the Starry Picnic Quilt. The stitch and flip blocks are what make the points for these small star blocks that are found in our quilts. And in today's tutorial, we're going to talk about what a stitch and flip block is, and we're going to talk about some tips to make sewing these blocks a little bit quicker and easier. And a stitch and flip block is exactly what it sounds like. We're going to stitch along a line we draw on the wrong side of our square, and then we're going to flip up this corner to make our star points for the small star blocks of the Summer Sky quilt. So to start making those, we are going to take our 3 1/4 inch squares in colors 1 and 2, and we are going to mark them on the wrong side with a line that goes from one corner to the other along the diagonal. And you can use a hair marker, you can use a water-soluble fabric pen, you can use a pencil, because you're going to stitch along that line and then it's on the back side, so you're not going to see it again. Then we're going to take our marked squares and we're going to put them right sides together with our 4 3/4 inch by 3 1/4 inch rectangles. And the only tricky part is that half of our squares are going to be placed with the diagonal going this way, and half are going to be placed with the diagonal going this way. That is going to give us the two opposite corners of our star block. So once we have that done, we are going to take this to the machine and we are going to stitch along that line. A couple of tips for making this as frustration-free as possible. Whenever you start stitching with something that has like a corner, it's a good idea to start with like a leader ender piece so that your very first stitch with the bobbin and the top thread isn't on a corner. Also, to avoid some of that, we are going to start stitching down here. So rather than have two corners and potentially lose one like this one, we're going to start down here in this corner. It's also a good idea to have a nice sharp sewing machine needle in your machine. It doesn't have to be brand new, but if you haven't changed it in a while, that will also help make this a little bit easier. All right, so I'm going to go stitch those and then be back to show you how to trim them. All right, so here are my stitched blocks, and we are going to trim 1/4 inch from that stitched line toward the outside of the block. And then we will go press that open. I like to press mine open because there's a little less bulk when you're putting together the blocks. But we'll press that open and that will be our block. Now, if you want to save some time while you're trimming, you can also line these up. That line's not very straight. You can line these up on your cutting mat. I mean, you can line up quite a few of them. It depends on how long your ruler is. Line these up and place your ruler 1/4 inch from that stitched line on all of them. And you can trim a whole bunch at once. So if you have any questions this week, don't hesitate to reach out and email or find me on Instagram, and check back to your pattern to see how many of each combination you need to make. There's a chart in your pattern.